Hi everyone, I'm Tristan Tomasino and welcome to another weekly market pulse. With the clearance rates falling below 50% for the second consecutive weekend, can the market get any worse for the foreseeable future? Now there's one thing we know, there's a state election in Victoria this year, also in New South Wales early next year there's a state election, and then towards probably May next year there's a federal election. And at any given time with politicians there's one thing, and that is obviously policy to get votes and get people putting them into government. And it's a really exciting time given that at the moment the economy isn't great. Certainly with the Royal Commission there's been tighter scrutiny around lending and obviously tighter scrutiny with regards to expenses and going through bank statements and the capacity to actually spend more, which has subsequently meant that the real estate market hasn't obviously grown as much as 5 to 10% as it has probably the last 3 to 4 years. If we look at the end of the third quarter for this year, there's some really good statistics coming out. In particular in the inner west, we've seen most suburbs really have a growth still since the start of the year of around 1 to 5%. Incredibly, Williamstown has grown from the end of the second quarter to the end of the third quarter by 13.9%. The median house price there up from $1,510,000 to $1,750,000. So it really begs the question, in terms of the clearance rates, is that really a good indication as to how the market is performing? And the Real Estate Institute of Victoria just wrote an article showing that really for the third quarter, properties in terms of private sales had a value of homes selling via private sales of 13.2% compared to an auction where the value of the home and the median sale price, really there was only a growth there of 0.6%. Now this is a great indication as to days on market, which has really grown a little bit this year, but on top of that, it really has shown that prices still have stabilised, if not gone up a little bit, but really it is taking that little bit longer with tighter scrutiny around finance that a lot more people now are holding back, waiting for the property to pass in and subsequently make an offer towards a vendor's reserve and negotiate privately after auction. If we look forward to the next 12 months, it certainly looks like it's going to be much the same as the market has been this year. If you are looking to upsize, it's never been a better time. A lot of experts out there saying it's never been a better time to upsize and get that next family home if you are looking at doing so. That's all we've got time for this week. Look forward to seeing you on next week's Weekly Market Pulse and have a great weekend.